Hey guys, this is Yusong, and in this video, we're going to talk about question of the homework from Digital Signal Process 1. So we're going to solve 3 questions based on this graph. In the first question, we're going to determine whether the system T could be linear. So just look at the input part of this graph. We could say that this input of x2 is equal to input of x1 and this part, it's basically a left shift version of this one with step 4. So we try to write the equation. We could find the correlation between these 3 inputs. So we know that if we want to try to, we know the definition of linear is So assume that this system is linear. So we, based on this definition, we could get so let's try to prove that whether our assumption is correct or not. So let's look at the output part of this graph. We could say that, let's take y1n as example. We could say that when n equal to 1, it's basically a left version of delta n with step 1 and multiply by 2. And when n equal to 2, it's a left version of delta n with step 2 multiply by 3. So we try to write down the yn. It's so similarly, we could write down the y2 is this one is special because this is a left version of delta n with step 1 and step 2 are multiplied by 2 and 3. So we could get so apparently I could say that this one is not equal to yn. So our assumption is not correct. So this system is not linear. So the second question is going to prove that if the input xn is delta n, so what's the output response yn? So we could say this one, it's very easy to say that this one is a right version of delta n. So if xn equal to delta n, so delta n is basically a left shift version of delta 3 with step 4. So we could get this. And we know that the system is time invariant. So the shift input could definitely yield the shift output. So we get which is so that's the So that's the yn. So in the third question, we're going to find out the possible inputs xn for which the response of system T can be determined from the given information alone. So we know that the system is time invariant, but it's not linear like we said at the question A. So we could not find a linear combination of x1, x2, x3. So we could only use the shift version based on time invariant. So we could only find that